Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Halo 3 ODST. I just want to give a heads up here. The game actually had a major update while I was in the middle of recording. I try not to let this happen most of the time, but sometimes it's unavoidable. So if it looks a little different, just roll with it. So I don't know why they did this, like 12 years after the game came out, but
I know. A classic 12-year late update.
yeah.
It's a nice, Icky bricky.
That didn't sound like a brute. Maybe our
It's like a different dialect. It's like the Australian version of brutes.
maybe that's how brutes always talk, and our audio translators just on the fritz.
Or maybe Spartans have the better audio translators.
Oh yeah, that could be. We were down a couple updates. We haven't turned it off in a while, and it's just been sitting there with that light like, hey, update and restart your computer. I couldn't think of a better word to use there.
Glad they kept the music the same, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why
I
wouldn't
feel
you?
like, the footsteps sound crunchier. They definitely did an audio overhaul.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Where'd all the skyscrapers go in New Mombasa here?
I think this is like sort of on the outskirts of the city now.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
there-
like an industrial park or something.
yeah. There's a whole bunch of skyscrapers. They're just never in the direction I'm looking.
Fair.
Yeah. The visor's a little bit different now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that they really went with sort of the more old school, like green night vision instead of the augmented reality stuff. Which is cool. It really gives you that, zero dark 30 kind of vibe, but I don't know. It's not as easy to see stuff.
No.
Makes the game a lot harder.
Were they going to add an update with, like, nutrition levels?
I heard rumors about that. I don't know if they ever did.
Okay.
Great new
Okay,
bullet sounds.
Yeah.
Little bit of friendly fire here. You don't normally friendly fire like this on purpose, but
What do you mean?
well, it looked like you were shooting a Marine to me.
I just thought it was a really skinny brute.
Oh, sorry.
I hope it wasn't a human. That'd be awkward.
What's interesting to me is you don't just reload after every shot.
No, you don't. You don't want to do that for reasons.
I'm pretty sure backpack reloading still works, so.
Oh no, you're right. They are human. They just they replaced all the brutes with Russians.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that's
Or I mean, they could be some other type of Slavic scavs.
yeah. Interesting.
Well, they don't fight like Marines.
Jesus. Okay. Seems like they made the pistol more accurate.
I don't know. It's a little hard to tell since they went with the aim down sights instead of the reticle. I can't tell whether it's just me.
Maybe it helps. Maybe the reticule was just too big.
Yeah, that could be.
Glad they barely touched the SMG, though.
All right, I'm done with this. I'm done with it. Not Halo ODST. We tricked you.
What?
What? Wait, what? You tricked us too.
I'm actually impressed with how long you guys played along with that. No, this is Escape from Tarkov, which is it's a very interesting game, and I've been putting a lot of my time into it lately. It's
As you fast forward the healing.
yes, the healing is quite a lot different than Halo. Escape from Tarkov is just there's no other game like it. It is a instanced PvPvE survival military sim looter shooter with RPG elements. It's wild.
It's hardcore, basically.
It is hardcore. It's very difficult, and it has like one of the steepest learning curves I've ever seen in a video game. Because
I've seen worse, but not for shooters. For
yeah,
sure. Not for
fair,
shooters.
I guess. The game just does not tell you sort of how it works at all.
Yeah, you basically need a friend to show you how to play.
Yeah, and read the wiki. Gotta read the wiki. Or I guess have a friend that read the wiki.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Fair.
what I did. Yeah.
But yeah, so
Okay, you gotta tell me how you did the overlay, because it's incredible.
no,
Yeah,
that's
it's very good.
That's Hollywood magic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did a fantastic job.
Well, thank you. It took me way too long.
With
That's
bullets
fair.
and everything? Yeah.
Yeah, like a stupid amount of time. Once I had the idea, I couldn't not do it.
Oh, and the grenades go down too. Oh my god, beautiful.
The grenades was easy.
Yeah. The bullets, yeah, time consuming.
Yeah, the bullets was not. This right here, actually, I don't know if you can hear it. I started the cool music.
Yeah,
This
I heard
next
that.
set of enemies is actually a boss. And the bosses tend to be a lot harder. They can seriously wreck you if you're not careful.
For context, for people who don't play this game, Frenzy's really good at this.
No, no, I'm not.
No, I mean, do you know how fast I'd be dead in this situation?
I mean, okay. But I do also want to point out that I turned down the difficulty.
Wait, you can turn it down and
Okay, here's a little bit of Hollywood magic I'll spoil. You see in the bottom left there? That usually gives server information. In this case, it starts with SPT. So that is single player Tarkov. And that's actually a mod. It requires you to buy the game and play it to make the config files work. I don't know why, but it does. So it's not exactly a piracy issue. But it lets you run the game on like a virtual server on your computer instead of the live servers. And because you can do that, you can change a lot of things and mod certain aspects of the game.
Ah, interesting.
So like I was able
So that's
to
why
make
you
it-
have no HUD? Or is that
no, that's
a
normal.
default option?
That's default options. But I was able to make it so the boss spawns down here 100% of the time, and I turned down the difficulty a little bit.
Yeah.
I made some other changes, but I don't remember what they are. I
You
tried
give
to.
yourself a bunch of shit?
Yeah, I did do that because I wanted to make the guns look like ODST guns,
Yeah.
as much as possible, anyway. Yeah, I can't remember all what I did. But very cool. It's a neat idea. Like we said, Escape from Tarkov is just like a punishing game, and part of the reason for that is that you will go up against players who know the game way better than you and have better gear. So a single player version without other players is... I see the appeal. I'm not going to play it after this. This was just for this dumb video, but I do see why people like the idea.
Yeah, I think maybe if they had multiplayer, but it was just like PvE, it might be Like, no other enemies? I don't know. Maybe I could see that.
What do you mean?
Like, no other players you're fighting, just other PvE as like a multiplayer PvE.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the default... Oh, okay, see, now I remember what I did. The default single-player Tarkov actually replaces other players with NPCs, like hard ones. Because a lot of the quests require you to kill other players. So that was their way of making the quests still work. But I turned them off for this video. If there were other players, quote-unquote, on the map, you'd hear them shooting it out in the distance.
Yeah. The healing in this game and like the types of damage you can take are just like kind of nuts.
Yeah,
The reason why I made the joke about reloading earlier was because your magazines and clips don't refill automatically. So
yeah, it is a sort of at its heart a military simulator, so it has all the sort of, you have to have proper caliber bullets to go in the weapons with the right magazines and
you can put the right magazine with the wrong bullets into the gun and you just jam it and it doesn't fire.
Yep, that is definitely a thing you can
bullets
do.
took me the longest time to try and figure out. Mm-hmm. Ammo is just ridiculous.
Yeah, for me it was the health system, because it is complicated. You have seven different zones on your body, and you can also have not just damage, but light bleeds, heavy bleeds, fractures. You can have different status effects for pain and concussion if your helmet deflects around. Like, just... It's hard to get used to.
I got shot in the stomach, and you can do, like, field surgery.
Yeah.
But we didn't have surgery kits, and my stomach was, like, busted, and it drains your, like, liquid and food. And so I just kept, like, drinking milk, eating oats, drinking water, and, like, just, like, but, like, vocally complaining the entire time, so any enemies around would hear you be like, oh my god, my fucking stomach.
Oh, man.
It's wild. Yeah.
Guns also were tough.
I guess this is...
trying to make guns from parts.
Yes. Yeah, I disassembled a gun and then had the hardest time putting it back together, even though I had all the parts, because you have to do it in the right order.
Yeah.
I do want to say, the game is very, very difficult, but it has that... It scratches, like, this really particular itch, where once you get a handle on how it works and you start being successful, it just gives you this feeling of satisfaction that is hard to get anywhere else.
Oh, yeah, like killing another player. Cletus and I were in a game when there was somebody who was really well equipped but bad, and I went up to them. Maybe they just like were like not paying attention, or they let their little brother
killing
play.
me while I was running around in circles.
Okay, but I ran up next to them with the shittiest gun in the whole world, and I filled them full of like a full magazine. I reloaded and another full magazine because they had incredible armor and I had like a pea shooter. And I ended up killing the person because they didn't see me. But it's so satisfying.
That's another thing that actually makes this game very interesting, is that gear is not the end-all be-all. Like, it helps for sure having good armor and good weapons, but it doesn't stop, some guy with a crappy sniper rifle getting the drop on you and putting a round through your face. Like it,
or just someone with a crappy gun shooting through the eye hole of your helmet.
That's right.
Randomly. The head eyes meme is pretty funny.
It is a thing. I've also learned about leg meta.
What's that?
There's no armor for your legs. So if you just like unload shotguns on people's legs, no matter what armor they're wearing, they'll go down after a while.
Leg meta.
Yeah.
I saw it talked about, but never made it far.
It's a very neat game. Very, very cool. I guess I should describe the game a little bit. So the way the game works is you equip your character, and then you load into an instance, which is called a raid. And once you're in, the whole point is to loot stuff and get out. You have to go to an extraction point. One of the reasons this game is so difficult to start is that you will get a list of your possible extractions, but it won't tell you where they are. Like, the best you will get is one of them will be called something like Northern Checkpoint, and you know it's in the north side of the map. Except you don't get a compass until later, so...
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you'll just like, oh, crap. So you have to go find out where the extracts are, and then get there without being killed. So that is what I'm doing right now.
On top of, like, the looting and all that.
Yeah, I meant to point out
the
graffiti.
Nice.
That one's a little meta. Yeah, so right now I'm heading to extraction. You can see my ammo's getting low. I really don't want any more fights. But in order to survive, I have to get to the end, to the extraction point.
And not all the extractions, sometimes they're missing, sometimes you have to pay to use them, and
That's right.
The best ones, you need to get another player to extract with you, which is really hard to do because most people kill on sight.
Yeah.
Well, they introduced VoIP, which made it, I think, a bit easier.
Yeah.
They did. This is going to get complicated, but there's also an asymmetric aspect to this game, which is you can play as the NPC faction. And the extractions that Swordfish was talking about where you need to cooperate with other players, you actually need to cooperate with another player playing as the NPC faction. Which, yeah, is not easy to do.
Yeah. I'll never forget the one time I was shot up by a group of 3 people. So I was the scav, which is like NPC. You just spawn in with random shitty tier loot. And they shot me up, but I kept spamming the voice option. This was before they introduced voice over IP. And they walked up to me, like full gear, full armor, and they started dropping health items. And I healed, and then all 4 of us extracted together. Like, it was kind of magical in a way.
Mm-hmm. And you don't get that feeling like anywhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, such a cool game.
There's also real stakes in this game. Like,
oh yeah,
you only get out if you only get to keep the stuff you find if you get out. So anything you go in with, you lose if you die, basically.
Yeah, I didn't mention that. If you die, yes, you lose everything. You're also not getting the full...
yeah.
No, you're not getting the full Tarkov experience here because I'm not looting everything. There's a lot of looting. That is largely the whole point of going into a raid, is to try and get stuff. But yeah, you can spend half an hour finding loot, finding really good loot, and then some guy drops you because he's camping around a corner, and or camping the extraction. That's a thing. And that's just it. Yeah. You lose. You get nothing. 0.
At least it doesn't have the rust mechanic where someone can come to your base and just, like, clean you out. That's something, at least.
That's true.
In Rust, if you accidentally leave a door open, you can lose everything you have.
Oh yeah, I wanted to make the joke that this is like the end of the last video with the blast doors. That's part of the reason I set it up this way. And
do you know how to use explosives?
I remember it being a lot quicker in the cutscene. But yeah, that extraction there is actually one of the conditional ones, because you have to turn on the power and then come here to press the button. It's... Mm-hmm. And there's no way to know that until you look it up.
I did hear the... Oh, 69, nice.
Yeah, I've been playing the game a lot.
I heard the mission accomplished sound that you just added in. Yeah.
Having fun with it. Thank you. Anyway, that's Escape from Tarkov. You should give it a look if it seems like something you would like, or yeah, give it a shot. There's no way to actually trial it. There's no demo, but you can take a look at some YouTube videos. It's a very neat game. Just I don't know how else to say it. It's a very, very interesting game. I find it very enjoyable when it's not being oppressingly frustrating.
Play it with friends. That's my only advice.
Get a Sherpa.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. That is very helpful when you start out. I have a bad habit of losing track of where my teammates are and then accidentally shooting them in the face.
Oh,
which
that's
is-
gonna happen. Yeah.
It is going to happen. It's like the only time I have really good accuracy is when it turns out to be one of my friends. One shot, one kill. And yeah, other than that, happy April Fool's Day.
Yeah, you've been April Fooled.
Yeah,
Bitch.
we got you.
Really?
We had you tricked until 10 minutes in.
Yeah. Suck it.
All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.